education session. Now today to conduct education session, we just give me a sec, guys. Yeah, today to conduct education session with us, we have Toastmaster Veera. Now, Toastmaster Veera has been a Toastmaster since 20 years. Now, imagine, guys, a lot of us are already field burned out with just 3 years, 4 years. She has been a Toastmaster since 20 years. I mean, I would say we should all give her applause just for the fact that she has been a Toastmaster since 20 years. Now, in addition to that, she is also the dual charter member of Winners Club and Port Town Advanced Toastmasters. She has also been an area governor in the past. She is an NLP coach and trainer. She is also a Reiki grandmaster and a teacher. Let's all, with a big round of applause, welcome on stage Toastmaster Veera.
Thank you, Pratik. And thank you for not saying 20 years. So just guess how old she is. Thank you for not doing that.
Okay, let me interrupt. Today is Veera's birthday. Let's just wish her. So she is.
Yeah, guys. It's also her birthday. Let's all unmute ourselves and give her a big applause. You can also wish her a happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
Happy birthday again.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Veera.
Thank you. So let me start by congratulating the outgoing team. Pandya-Rajan, I didn't hear so much what you said, but I felt what you said, the joy and the cheer and the enthusiasm that you had for the club. I'm sure you have had an excellent 6 months. And Bhavna, incoming president, all the very best to you. I think you will be one of those rare presidents who will have the pleasure of having online meetings as well as physical meetings, God willing. So today, before I start my education session, I'm just going to tell you that I'm going to make it completely simple. There is nothing fancy. I'm just going to tell you the practical ways in which you can make a tall tale speech and make it better. I do not want to share screen. Just once I will share it. The reason is I've been married for the past 43 years. Children have left home. The husband refuses to even listen to me or hear me. So if I have 31 people listening to me, I'm not going to share that time with any screen or anything. Okay. So let's start with the definition of, okay, my time starts now. Timer, Anjana, yes, I can see you. My time starts now. So what exactly is a tall tale? A tall tale is a story of unbelievable facts told as if it actually happened, as if it were actually true. It is one of those rare times when Toastmasters gives you that permission. They do not want you to inspire the audience, nor to educate them, nor to inform them. It is not necessarily even a humorous speech. Always, humor is always welcome in all speeches, but in a tall tale, it is not compulsory. It is a speech where you combine the possible with the impossible, probable with the improbable, and it has to be a proper speech, just like any other, with the opening, body, and conclusion. No message is required, no moralizing required in a tall tale speech. So I will talk about how to prepare for one, some do's and don'ts, and the actual platform performance. Most of the time when we have to make speeches like humorous and tall tale, the first question is, what can I speak on? I'm not getting any topic. For a tall tale, I would advise you, just look around, look at the social media, look at the newspapers. Our politicians give us enough fodder for tall tales. We have one person saying, at present times at least, go Corona, go, if you say that Corona will go away, or they'll ask you to apply cow dung on yourself for the Corona to go away. So we had Lalu Prasad Yadav some years saying he was going to make all the roads in Bihar as smooth as Hema Malini's cheeks. Now, we have all these cartoon quotations. Each one of them can be made into a tall. Anything that gives pain to the society, where we all can feel for it, makes for an excellent tall tale. I believe in Kormangla, since this is a Kormangla Toastmasters Club, there is an ST bed which converts into a swimming pool every year during monsoon. Possibly you could make a speech saying how you won the 100-meter swimming race in that ST bed. No, anything that gives pain to the society becomes a tall tale. Also, you can take two events unrelated and make it into a tall tale. For example, at a Pune Toastmasters Club, I heard a person saying that this was during the demonetization time. So he said, I was traveling by bus and I had a 1,000 rupee and a 500 rupee note in my purse, and my pocket got picked. So I immediately picked up the phone and called up Narendra Modi and said, demonetize this 1,000 and 500 rupees notes. I do not want the pick to enjoy the benefit of it. So two unrelated things being picked and the demonetization happening, and he made it into a tall tale. Sometimes what you think about your bosses at the end of the day, fantasizing what you would do to him if you could, also could make for a tall tale. Sometimes conversations at bars, all imaginary things, what you would do if you become president of the US and things like that. Once again, topic for tall tales. The only problem with this is, please remember what you spoke the previous night. Okay? So, topics you can look around. We have another 2 months to go before we start with the tall tale contest. Just look around, finding something funny that's happening around you, make it into a tall tale, and there you are. Write it down and rewrite it, edit it, get all the punches right. Please remember that a tall tale is for 3 to 5 minutes. So we have actually 25% less time than a regular speech. So it has to be that much shorter, that much crisper. And since we are concentrating more on the words that we use, we need to have idioms, we need to have some puns, some alliterations. So the language and this thing is important, how you phrase everything. So take care and make out your speech, prepare it, and then practice, practice, and practice some more. Some of the do's and don'ts of the speech. It is not a series of instances. A tall tale speech is not a series of instances just put together without any connection, right? Just like a humorous speech is not a collection of jokes, it is stand-up. This also, it has to have a proper opening, body, and a conclusion. While a humorous speech is a self-deprecating one. We always, it's always better in a humorous speech when we laugh at ourselves. In a tall tale, it should be a self-appreciating speech. You make yourself to be very great, very big, very tall, very, you are the prime minister, you are flying in a car, things like that. So make it self-appreciating instead of self-deprecating. When you prepare the speech, please remember also that it should be relatable to the audience. You might be very young and you might be a science fiction buff. And especially when it comes to tall tales, we really want to rely on that. But please remember that the audience might not be of the same age, or they might not understand what you are saying. So in case you are using any of such stories, please explain a little bit what the character actually does or something. I find a lot of Game of Thrones stories and being told around in the Toastmasters these days. I, for one, have never watched one, and it completely goes above my head. And while all of y'all would be very young, the judges might not be so young and might not understand it. Also remember that there are certain jokes or there are certain stories which will land only in your club. It might not be relatable to somebody outside your club. For example, this Kormangla lake thing would be relatable only to Bangalore people. For the others, if you go to the area division level and all, you might explain what exactly you mean by that. Some time back, we had a tall tale contest in our division. So there was this gentleman named Mr. Shetty, the speaker. His wife's name was Shilpa. So his wife was Shilpa Shetty. Now he made a whole tall tale on how he wanted to marry Shilpa Shetty, how he proposed to her. He was talking about the film star Shilpa Shetty. And then in the end he said, oh, now she's my wife and we have a beautiful kid and all that. And she was there right in the audience. Unfortunately for him, the judges had come from the other divisions. They did not know this. So when we tell anecdotes and we want to make a speech, please see that you are able to relate, the audience and the judges are able to relate to the story that you have, right? Then comes the platform performance, as we say, this being a virtual platform. The difficulty over here would be that in a Toastmasters judging sheet for tall tales, a lot of importance is being given to the actual making of the speech and how you behave on the stage, the slapstick comedy that you have or the exaggeration that you make and all these things get restricted in a virtual meeting. So my sincere advice would be practice on a Zoom call when you are making this speech. You could just have a meeting with yourself or your mentor or with a very close friend and time it, record it, and see how far you can be from the screen to be audible and properly visible, how close you can go so that your head or forehead is not cut off, and you are able to give a proper platform performance. I will share the screen for the judging ballot sheet so that you have an idea what you could include in that. Okay, so these are the judging items. I hope you can see them all. Somebody give me a thumbs up if you can read it properly.
Yes, we can see.
Okay, so as you can see, we have been given only 30 marks for speech development, right? Organizing, smoothness, opening, build up, everything. While the speech technique is given another 25 marks, and the physical, how you move your body, your appearance is given another 15 marks. And the voice, the flexibility, volume, everything is given another 15 marks. So about 55 marks are given to the presentation part of the speech, right? So that's why it is very important that you practice how you are going to speak and how you are going to appear, especially on the virtual screen. If you're going to stand, how much of you will be visible? You'll have to keep your gestures above the waistline so that you would be visible on the screen. All those things you will have to take care of. Then the last 10%, last 15 marks is given for grammar, punctuation, and things like that. Right? Right. So having understood what the structure of the speech would be will help you to prepare the content and then practice, especially the gestures and the movements and the body language and things like that. Also, please take care of the pauses that you will have. When you're practicing or when you're preparing, please take care of the pauses. Sometimes you might have an anecdote which has to hit home and the audience would require some time to absorb it and to get it. For example, if I'm saying, I prepared my speech and I sent it to my mentor. And I asked him, should I put more fire into my speech? My mentor returned the speech and said, no, you should do the opposite. Right? Now, for the audience, they don't know what you're going to speak. So the audience has to say, do the opposite. What is the opposite of that? Put the speech, put fire into the speech. So the opposite would be put the speech into the fire. That will take a moment for the audience to absorb and get it. Right? So when you have jokes like this, when you have phrases like this, or when you have anecdotes like this, please give the audience some time to pause. Since the speech is for 3 to 5 minutes, prepare for 4.5 only, so that you have another 30 seconds to, a buffer time. Exaggerate the wordings, exaggerate the expressions and your movement. Since on the virtual stage, your face would be the most visible. See that you have the right expressions when you are doing all this, and you're good to go. If you have, where is my time? Screen sharing, my timer is lost. Timer, how much time do I have?
Anjana?
I can't see.
Anjana, can you unmute and say how much time is left?
I can't find Anjana. I had pinned her, I can't find her.
She is there, but she has turned off her video. Probably she has stepped out for a second. You
Okay.
can continue, ma'am.
Okay.
You can continue. We will get.
Yes. Okay.
We still have time. Yes.
Yes. I'm giving a little more time for question and answers, because this is not tall tale is something that is okay. People would have more questions than what I would like to speak. Okay. Another thing, when we speak, if you have a humorous anecdote, when you are making a tall tale, do not tell the audience that you're going to tell a joke. Don't say, I'll tell you a joke, or that reminds me of a joke. Do not use the word joke. Two things. If the joke doesn't land, you will feel bad that nobody understood my joke. The second thing is, it'll take you, if the joke lands, it'll take the audience by surprise, and it'll be a good thing to surprise the audience and make the joke better than that. So, yes, that's how you would formulate a tall tale, prepare for it, and practice, practice, practice. Select a topic which is of a completely exaggerated way, on which you can speak in a very exaggerated way. You are only a toastmaster, not a truth master when you are making a tall tale. So see that, it's the only occasion when Toastmasters encourages you to bluff. Take advantage of that opportunity that you have, and wish you all the very best when you participate in your tall tale contest. Over to you.
We have some questions again.
Yeah. So let's now open the floor for question and answers. Does anybody have any questions to ask?
I think Pratik, someone asked in chat box, they asked question. The question from Venkatesh. His question, I have question. Some people are not good in facts, facial expressions. How do we good speaker with that limitation?
Yes, then you have to tell something with a very serious face. Make a speech in which you have got completely, a blank this thing. You have a completely serious face. You would have seen some comedians also doing that. They have no expression on their face, but their content is very strong. And it would, the content would be very strong if it is like that. Then you have a choice. Either you you start practicing making your face more animated. If not, then you could have the content could be such that you are delivering it in a very straight face. You could become, for example, the president of a country or prime minister of India or something like that, and give a speech as if you are the prime minister and talk some exaggerated things. So then you can be completely serious. You need not be animated about it. Who had asked that question? Do I answer that?
That was asked by Venkatesh R.
Yes, Venkatesh, do I answer your question? Would you like?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. I got your point. So in fact, that was question related to me only. So I got a feedback that I don't make much of a facial expression when I'm giving a speech. I mean, I've been working on it to improvise it, but still thought of seeking your guidance on the same.
Yes, but for a tall tale, you can do that. Venkatesh, you are like God to me. I can't. You know how it is, no? We speak to God, but we can't see Him. So you are like that today. So
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I'm not. Okay, one second. I need some permission. Okay. Just.
no problem. Yes. Oh, hi. Oh, you are out of the house. You are wearing a mask in the house. Good for you.
No. I just came out. That's why I joined late.
Okay. Venkatesh. I hope you have answered your question.
Yep. Yes. Thank you very much.
Is there any other?
Yeah. Next question from Toastmaster Adviha. So her question: how political can you get? Because rules prohibit us from talking so.
I have this I have this notion that Toastmasters International does not stop you from talking about sex, politics, and religion. Somebody who has read the manuals and all, can you confirm it? Because I do not know, every meeting starts with this, do not do this, do not do that. But according to Toastmasters International, there is no such rule, right? So you cannot be disqualified from that. Having, we do not want to hurt anybody's sentiments. So if you're using somebody's name, be careful. I mean, you might hurt somebody, and we are having fun over here. The whole point of a tall tale is to exaggerate and talk some fantasy things, and let your imagination go wild. So this is not the place to talk about your political inclinations or whatever. So if you want to say something nasty, make up a party. Do not use any existing parties. Don't BJP, Congress, or JDS or something. Make up another party, your own name party, something like that. And do it. We are here to have fun. We are not here to hurt people. That's I hope I've answered your question. Who was this?
Yeah. Atriya, are you fine with that answer? Okay, so silence tell, I think she is fine.
Next.
Pratik, I think I have Toastmaster Neeta ask some question. Neeta, so you can ask directly.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Okay. So according to you, Veera, how in a tall tales contest specifically, how important do you think usage of dialogues is? If you're making and also making sounds. So, for example, if you're talking about a cat, do you have to say meow and exaggerate? Like, how important do you think that is?
It would be nice if you could carry it. The thing is, we all have our own styles, and there are certain things that each one of us can do very well and cannot do well. So I would say, if you can do it, and if you are the type of person who can carry this, it's just like clothes. Somebody like a Ranveer Singh can carry the most outrageous clothes, which the other men might not, but he can. So if you are the type who can carry a joke, or I mean, if you can carry all these meow and bow bow sounds and all, go ahead. Kudos to you. Don't go out of your comfort zone, but then practice well and see that it comes out well. if you are not comfortable, don't do it. Yes.
Ma'am, I do have a query. This is Bharatwaj here. So
Yes,
my query is like, you told even in tall tales we need to have introduction, body and conclusion. Since it is imaginary, totally not like real story, how can we incorporate introduction, body and conclusion? Do you have any tip for that?
yeah, you take a center point. You take something that you have decided, okay, this is I'm going to talk about this, right? So then you build an opening for it, how you came about doing that, right? For example, I gave a speech that's sometime back, when 2-3 years back, when Aadhaar was the big, everybody was talking only about Aadhaar cards, and every day in the paper you read about Aadhaar card being linked to a PAN card and bank account, and it was such a nuisance at that time. And then one day I read that you need Aadhaar card, only then you will get a death certificate. So I was reading the paper, and my husband was sitting across me, and I said, what if I don't have a Aadhaar card, will I become immortal? The government will not recognize that I'm dead. So on just that one thought, I made a whole speech. So the central thought was that I am immortal because the government is not going to issue me a death certificate because I don't have an Aadhaar card. So I started out how I didn't have a proper Aadhaar card. The whole story built up like that. And then the ending was, that's why I'm immortal. So you keep one central theme and build on it. For example, this ST, whatever the pond that becomes in Kormangla, that could be the central theme. And then you could start off saying, I wanted to be a swimmer, but we didn't have a swimming pool. So I thought, where will I practice? So I started practicing, that sort of a thing. And then how you won the gold medal in that swimming, something like that. You could make it a little humorous by saying, when you're swimming in that lake, you came across something which was actually the foundation of a house or a child's toy, something which is this thing. So you can build on one single theme like a full regular speech. It should not be bits and pieces of some fantasy that you have.
Thanks, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ma'am, I have a question slightly unrelated. In a humorous speech, do you think we need to have a message?
No, not necessary at all.
Okay. No, because
A subtle message, which is like it just happens to. No. Humor speech, you're supposed to make people laugh. Messages dena hai to international speech contest participate and inspire all of us.
okay. No, my reason for asking was because in this year's in District 92 we had humorous speech contest as one of the thing, and at several levels I saw somebody who had a message won over somebody who was more funnier. Any your take on that?
He must have been funnier than the other person. I mean, he had a message that was coincidental. He must have been funnier, or at least the judges might have thought him to be funnier.
Okay.
On that note, one more thing about a tall tale. I have seen people talk about one fantasy thing that they had. Can stop. It is supposed to be a tall tale. They will say at the end, oh, then my mummy woke me up and then I realized that it was a dream. Right? That's not a tall tale. That's a dream. Dream, you can have anything. A dream, it's not necessary to, you can have anything you want. That doesn't become a tall tale. So if you have a fantasy, this thing, and do not say, it was a dream and I got up and then I faced my reality. That doesn't make it a tall tale. You're actually bringing it. So this was when you talked about message in the humor speech.
Yeah. Sure. Anyone else has any questions?
So you have another 10 minutes, Veera.
In case nobody has, then I think we can move to the table topic sessions, Pratik and ma'am, Veera.
Yes.
Yes. Have we done the topic session?
Yeah.
President, your first president. Okay. So I have got topics, tall tale topics. This is a table topic with a tall tale table topic. Can I have the first volunteer? I want the timer to, yeah, Anjana, yeah, you'll be the timer. Everybody please note, Anjana will be the timer. Anjana, 1, 1.5, 2. Is that okay? Yeah. So I want a first volunteer.
Ma'am, I'll take it up.
Okay, Bhardwaj. I will tell you a sentence. You have to continue it as a story. The other day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi called me and asked me for advice on, continue.
हमारा देश है, members है. Hey, acha Bharadwaj, good morning. Happy that you took VP Education of KTMC. It is toughest job than becoming a Prime Minister. Kudos for that. And I need to ask advice, Bharadwaj. I am an ardent fan of Subramanya Bharati. He told, Jadi Irandoliya Verilai translates to, there is no religion, there is no caste. How to implement it in India? Oh my God, Modi ji, it is very toughest question, you know. It is a toughest question like, who is the president of KTMC? It is everyone president here in KTMC because we strongly believe everyone is a leader here. Like that, it is a very toughest question to answer. But to answer your question in one line, did you like bananas? Oh, Bharatwaj, what is the link here with banana and my question? Yes, there is a coating over banana. If you slowly remove it and if you throw, you will skid. It will skid somebody. But if you properly throw it in a dustbin, it will not hurt anyone. G, did I answer your question? Oh my God, Bharadwaj, this question is very super and the answer for that is also very super. Meet you, Bharadwaj, bye-bye, and thanks for answering my question. Kudos for becoming a VPE of KTMC. Thank you, and over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Bhardwaj. That was a very quick and nice way of linking two unrelated topics, as I said, Toastmasters and President Narendra Modi. I will also give a suggestion so that here it's a training session today. Maybe you could have stuck to Narendra Modi's speech. He suddenly sounded very fancy. He says, Mitro. And you sounded very sophisticated to be President Narendra Modi. At the end, in the beginning, you were fine. So stick to the script, okay? Yes. By the way, all of us have to vote at the end as the best for the best speaker. So somebody who is doing Google Sheets, I think Bhartwaj.
Ma'am, I'm doing that Zoom voting.
Yes,
I was
doing it. Okay, fine. This is just for everybody so that they remember who is. They can give marks to each of the speakers, and we can have voting at the end. Okay. Who goes next? Quickly. Who goes next?
I can volunteer. Pratik here.
Yes, Pratik. Thank you. I am the Elon Musk of India. Do you know how I solved the problem of congestion on Silk Board? I am the Elon Musk of India. Do you know how I solved the problem of Silk Board congestion? you.
Yeah. All of you see Silk Road congestion as a problem. I see it as an opportunity, right? For me to grow my business. We spend at least 20-25 minutes over there, right? Why not set up shops over there? That's where I got the idea. So I set up all kinds of shops on the road. At the starting, you use our mobile app and place the order. By the time you read the signal, the order is ready for you. You just make the payment and collect the items, right? Initially, we started with small things like selling vegetables to like getting pizza and things like that. But then a lot of these big guys said, "Hey, please give us also some chance to set up some shop over there." So now from Ambani to Adani, they're all send the representatives who sit there and sell from oil to whatnot. Because see, that is time is money, as they say, right? And there we have the 20 minutes, and the 20 minutes gives me a lot of money. I don't know for you, but because it's my venture, at least that time gives me a lot of money. Now, after that, then somebody else came and said that some lawyer came and said, "Hey, I mean, we have 20 minutes. Let's why not finish a marriage in that time? Please give me some a slot also over there. I want to conduct marriages." So then we started like anyway, all the crowd is standing on one side or other side of Silk Board in their cars. The bride and the groom stands at the footpath. The marriage is over, and then they drive the car. So there is no waiting, no trouble of parking, all that stuff. It became a big hit. Now I see a lot of people during lockdown using that. Because why? Social distancing. You can maintain distance between two cars, get the marriage done, call everybody, and there'll be some unrelated people who will also cheer for you. Hey, I mean, so you get a lot of other crowd, right? Then someone else came and said vaccines. Now we want to give vaccines. Why don't you give me some shop over there? Everybody who comes, I'll go and give him vaccines. uh, I said, fine, let's see. First, let the vaccine come out, then we will think about it. So in the meantime, I at least see my money is growing, and because of the time that I'm giving to people at Silkboard. So I hope all of you come to Silkboard and help me grow my bank balance. Thank you.
Please give him a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, excellent take and very quick thinking. And I'm sure you're going to start this business soon. So wish you all the very best when you start this business. Somebody over here said that you are supposed to solve the problem of Silk Board. I read in the chat box. Yes, answering that question, in a table topic, you can speak anything. In a table topic, you just take the topic and you can just twist it the way you want it. So it was perfectly fine that you did this. In a proper speech, you can take this itself as a speech topic. You don't have to stick to being Elon Musk. Give him the topic at that time. Okay, next volunteer. Quick. If no volunteers come, I'm going to pick volunteers.
You finished already? This only 2 minutes?
Yes, will you attempt?
Can I take one, ma'am? This is Mahavir.
Yes, you have written as secretary. Your name is not visible. Okay. What's your name? Mahavir.
Yes, I'll rename my name also. That's okay.
It's okay. Let's go to the topic first. Okay. Your topic is
Sorry, there's a lot of noise coming, ma'am. I could not hear.
Yeah, can everybody mute themselves so that yeah, okay. So my neighbor knocked on my door one morning and continue. My neighbor,
Sorry,
Rajnikant, the film star Rajnikant, knocked on my door one morning and
then we landed on some beach in Australia. As soon as he knocked at my door, and next moment I realized that all of us were at some nice beach in Australia. And this is our everyday story. Being Rajnikant as our neighbor, one day he just laughed, right? And all of us had to visit a doctor to get our ears checked. One day we're just eating nice food in the evening, and he shouted at one of his house worker, and the entire colony of Kormangla went off light. That's all story, but there are some benefits as well. We get a lot of benefits being Rajnikant's kind neighbor. Uh, One day he was kind of throwing the stones at airport, which is kind of makes a lot of noise for us. So it blew the entire airport for us, and from that onwards we are never facing any other problem, right? But let me continue the story of the beach where he just sent us, right? Now we need to come back, right? And only Rajnikant can come back, bring us back. Without us spending a lot of money, and booking flights and taking flight back home to Bangalore. So we got an idea. We just called him and we told him that what he needs to do is he needs to just breathe the air, and with that entire Australia and Australia will become like a funnel, and we will be kind of pass through that funnel and come back to Bangalore. So he did that, but unfortunately he did that bit in more intense way. So we landed in some other country, right? So that's the Rajnikant for you guys, a nice neighbor for us. Thank you.
Please give him a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Yes, Mahavir, very well attempted. It was good that you could remember all the Rajnikant jokes that you have read. And it was a nice way of connecting all those anecdotes that you read about Rajnikant. We can do this. You cannot tell just jokes, but if you can connect all the jokes and you made yourself fly to Australia and come back and all, perfectly fine.
Thank you.
Okay, who was next?
I can go next.
Yes, Bhavna. Bhavna, for you, I had put up my house on rent and Mr. Donald Trump wanted to rent it. I had put up my house on rent and Mr. Donald Trump wanted to rent it.
Okay. So Donald Trump in January 2021 has retired from being the president of USA, and he wanted to do some chill time to grieve upon what all things went wrong and why he couldn't win the elections. But that's all right. So what he did, he went online and he searched for houses with unique experience. Now I had a tiny little house which is made of mud and cow dung, and he thought, okay, I have lived all my life in gold painted hotels. Let me go and have a different experience and contemplate what went wrong and what can I do to come back. So he thought, and listening to some Hindu ashram gurus, he thought, I will go and do vipassana in a cow dung house. And he came to me and he asked me, what's so special about your house? I said, the aroma itself of my house will give you more thoughts than you have ever thought, and will give you the opportunity to say things in the public that will move the public. Apart from that, the air is so fresh. Apart from all the CO2 that is combining the earth with and making all the problems, the aroma and the air is so fresh there that you will be able to supply it further. You can plant these houses in America as your next big point in the election, and you will use it. And he was so impressed by that, he immediately rented the house for the next 5 years and will come back with that to the elections of America. Thank you. Ma'am, you're on mute.
Yes, thank you, Bhavna. Ladies and gentlemen, please give her a big virtual applause. Yes, I was talking about gestures on the virtual stage. You could see Bhavna with all her gestures, even though she's sitting on her chair and speaking. So yes, that was a very nice way of showing us how you can have gestures even though you are seated. Maybe for the competition or for this thing, you could stand and more of you would be visible. Thank you for that. One more, next. Somebody next. Come on, Kormangala Toastmasters. Who goes next?
Vinay.
Pandya-Rajan, will you?
Hi, ma'am.
Oh, you're going, Vinay? Yes. Yes, Vinay, thank you.
Hi, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Your topic is, I got a tiger as a pet for my birthday. I got a tiger as a pet for my birthday. Over to you, Vinay.
Then I really surprised to see a tiger as my pet. But I expected to have an elephant rather than a tiger because I can view my city in a what you say, in a way like where I can see up like in build upon the building, because I can be seated on elephant and I can go for a ride like a horse, like how we goes on bikes, and it will be more cheerful for me. So when it was really a tiger was really gifted for me, I don't know why, because tiger, I'm really scared to go and what you say, I'm really scared to have a tiger, and I really wanted to do some magic to that tiger and wanted to convert that as a pet called cat or dog, because it will really listens my word. And I'm not sure about that this tiger was really small or big, this is going to listen my words or not. And also, I'm not sure about that I can handle this tiger in a way how I can handle a dog and a cat. So, in such a way, if God given me a magical power to convert a tiger to any pet or any human being, if it's possible, I can convert it to my girlfriend, because I'm not having any girlfriend right now. So, it will be really cool for me. And over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Vinay. That was lovely. I really like the way you twisted it to suit your convenience. You converted a tiger into an elephant and then ultimately into your girlfriend. Come on. One small suggestion, since this is a tall tale, do not say if God grants me the wishes. If He has granted you the wish and that tiger has become your girlfriend. And on a personal note, I have to tell you, do not ask for a tiger to be converted into a lady. You'll be in a lot of trouble. Okay, who goes next?
Thanks, Vaibhav.
Yes, Vaibhav. Your topic is, I have been offered the role of Bahubali in the movie Bahubali Returns.
The one movie which everyone watched in their, 2 years ago. The first movie was called Bahubali, The Beginning. And the first movie, when it's called Bahubali Beginning, and since I'm a science student, we write science journals, and we write aim, procedure, apparatus. The first movie was called Beginning, the second one was called Conclusion. Where is the middle part? I just happened to call up Rajmouli sir and said, you know what, even Toastmasters meeting has a opening, body, and a closure. You just had an opening and a closure. Where's the body? He said, oops, I think I forgot that. And since you brought it to the notice, how about I cast you for the body? I said, why not? Since this is on a short notice and the lead actor may not agree to it, you need someone who's a quick fix. And I said, you know what? The fix is right in front of you. Why don't you give me a shot? He said, yeah, very well. Now, how do you actually plan this? Because the opening is set and the conclusion is set. The body is something that you really need to work. And forget about the body of the movie itself, I had to work on my own body. And I said, give me 3 months and you will get a Buffy army who will suit exactly the profile of Bahubali. He's given me 3 months. I'm in my second month, just 1 more month to go. As soon as the lockdown opens, you're gonna watch Bahubali Returns in a much beefier frame. Watch out for the lockdown when it opens out. Releasing somewhere in July, so book your seats right away.
Yes, thank you, Vaibhav. That was indeed very quick and very nice. And yes, like the way that you connected the Bahubali to a Toastmaster speech. Yeah, what I said, you can connect two unconnected incidents and make it into, connect it with to a tall tale. Very well done. Okay, one last topic. I want a lady.
Anjana, if you want, Anjana, you can try. I will take a timer.
Hey, yeah, thanks. Sure.
Yes, Anjana. Here goes. I was walking down the road one late night and I got kidnapped by Salman Khan.
Yeah, so I was walking down on the road during one of those times when I was in hostel, and suddenly I got captured in a car, and in it was sitting Salman Khan, and he took me inside, and he told me that if I see I have just committed a grievous accident, I've just run over a few people, would you like to take the blame instead? I can offer you a huge amount of money with which you can go and set up your whole life in future, and I'll also help you get out of jail, but please for now take up this blame and save me from all the press and media attention that's going to be coming. I was super shocked, and I was also thinking of how dumb is Salman Khan, because I am just 17 years old and I don't even have a license, and he wants me to take a blame for this. And I decided that yes, I will take the blame, provided that you agree that you will give me money and you'll also give me a chance to act in your latest movie, and also tell me that you have in fact you would set up my home and you would help educate all of my brothers and sisters and also help settle my whole family instead. And he gladly agreed to all of that, given the nature of Salman Khan. So I decided to take up the blame. I went to court and then I spoke against him. I told the court that, see, this is what happened. And he took me by surprise. And he has in fact forced this entire thing on me. And the court, in fact, took sympathy on me and told that Salman Khan has to give all of his property and all of his everything, whatever he has with me. And he has to face a double-term jail sentence for not only fooling the public, but also for trying to cheat me. And yeah, so that's how I ended up becoming a celebrity.
That was indeed quick thinking, Anjana. You connected Salman Khan with that incident, and you connected the whole thing. And yes, I don't know whether I should take credit for all the beautiful table topics, the tall tale table topics that were spoken. That because I spoke and I gave you very good ideas, or do I say that I wasted my time coming here because you all were already very good at tall tales, and this session was not required. We leave it on that note. I